Hello friends. St. Francis de Sales' The Introduction to the Devout Life is a spiritual classic. It's a book that we can certainly try to get our hands on at this time and read, drawing from the wealth of wisdom that it has concerning the spiritual life. Interestingly enough, of all the devotional practices that St. Francis de Sales teaches his readers in the book, there's one that he asks them to never omit. What is it? The morning offering. Now, if you're like me, getting up in the morning can be a struggle. It can be a particular struggle, I imagine, when there's no school or work to go to. Nevertheless, we need to make sure that we have a good morning routine at this time. It starts by having a good time to wake up in the morning and to meet that day at the time that we set. In this case, we can start practicing what Josemaria Escrivá calls the heroic minute. In his saintly wisdom, he says that we can try to overcome ourselves by the first instant and win that battle early by setting a particular time to wake up and meeting it on the spot. But even after waking up on time in the morning, we also need to develop and persevere in the practice of making the morning offering that Francis de Sales talks about. In his book, he teaches us that there's 4 things to do every time we want to make a morning offering. We need to give thanks, we need to aim high, we need to plan ahead, and we need to submit to God. Just remember gaps. First, we need to give thanks. Give thanks to God for the new day that we have received. It's a gift. Secondly, we need to aim high. That means set our sights on our last end. What is it that we're working for today? We're working for holiness. We're trying to reach the sanctity that God calls us to. But then we also need to plan ahead, because becoming saints means that we've got to avoid temptation. So we need to plan ahead and see what are the temptations I might fall into today and how can I avoid them? Or even, what are the virtues that I need to grow in? Growing in holiness is not just about avoiding sin, it's also about growing in virtue. So what's the virtue that God is calling me to practice at this moment in my life? And then finally, submit to God. I need to submit all of these desires, all of these good resolutions to Him, knowing that if I am going to succeed at all, it's going to be the work of His grace in me. And we can wrap up this morning offering by remembering that classical prayer that we can try to revive even at this moment with great Eucharistic love. O Jesus, through the Immaculate Heart of Mary, I offer you my prayers, works, joys, and sufferings of this day, for all the intentions of your Sacred Heart, in union with the holy sacrifice of the Mass throughout the world, for the salvation of souls, for the reparation of sin, for the unity of Christians, and for the intentions of the Holy Father. Amen. Be reminded that we are praying for you here at the seminary. God love you, and God bless you.